when Dredge
It's
just
the most
destroys me over and
wonderful
over.
time of the year.
All right,
When your lootings
we're
are
not doing
faithless.
that.
Yeah. Are faithful.
Yeah.
So far we've had some games where sideboard games where I haven't functioned, but game ones where I've had some really good draws with both Eldrazi and Bant Spirits and just got destroyed. And I was on the play. It's disturbing how good a Dredge draw can be. It feels like, honestly, it feels like the Legacy Storm draws where you have the pieces that you want, but it just doesn't matter. And you don't know how they're going to kill you, but they're going to find some combination that does it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they see your hand.
The options. They're like, I'm worried about the Conflagrate, but all of a sudden, if like one like
chill comes off the top.
A chill alongside a Bloodghast comes off the top, then that changes all the math. The math is like, it's impossible to figure out what you like. Before, when I played against Dredge, I pretty much knew what they were going to do, except if they like did something ridiculous with like they hit 2 prized amalgams or something absurd. But just like the general, like 10 cards off the top of your library, even 5, it could be a random, it could be like a burn draw, it could be a creature draw. Like it's really difficult. And the best thing about Dredge is they're all potent in certain ways, and you get to make your decisions after it happens, whereas the opponent has to pick, doesn't get that flexibility.
The Dredge deck gets to play a little reactively. We have more options. I like what you brought up about the burn draw versus creature draw, because when you're playing against recursive creatures, you're usually incentivized to use your life total as a resource in order to build a battlefield that eventually locks them out.
Yeah.
But if you do that too much against Chill and Conflagrate, you lose to those sides. So now there's tension in how you have to play defense, or more tension.
And what I'm saying is, like, from the Dredge side, the Dredge player does their beginning of the game plan, right? Like dredges, and then gets to figure out the game plan. Whereas I'm always playing catch up. It's almost like, honestly, it feels like blackjack, where I have to make decisions before I even get to know what your card is.
Yes, I show you. I have the up card. That's the graveyard after the first 2 turns. Yeah, and then like the whole card's over here. We'll see what the next 10 are.
Feels like, and I have to make decisions before. And if I'm wrong, I'm just dead.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's part of this, and one of the reasons why Dredges, it's so frustrating to not know. Like, I haven't felt like I've overpowered you in any way. So like I feel like sideboards are just going to have more hate. They're just going to have more interaction.
Unless you're some linear busted deck. Like if you're a Storm deck, if you're a Karkland Ironworks deck, something like that, like you can basically ignore Dredge and hope to outrace them. But if you don't have that plan, if you're just a normal beatdown deck, like a Humans or whatever, like you have to have some plan in the sideboard, whether it's Grafdigger's Cage, Rest in Peace, Leyline of the Void, or Surgical Extraction or something. You just have to have some way to slow them down long enough for your plan to actually come together.
Yeah.
And both Storm and KCI, I would say Storm's a little bit faster than Dredge, and KCI is about on par with Dredge in terms of speed. And both of those are graveyard decks. So if people are going to bring more graveyard hate to beat Dredge, those decks are going to get worse. And if they just are ultimately the worst graveyard deck, as Brad noted earlier in the broadcast, like, they probably just shouldn't be played if we're in if we found a better graveyard deck.
All right, well, let's just see what happens. I'm playing 4-color Death Shadow, the deck that did take down Dredge to win the entire tournament. But beforehand, we're going to take a couple questions from Todd. You got some action over there?
Yeah, I got a real good one here. Z Wolf asks, any chance we can play with some lower tier modern decks? And I want to respond to that one personally because Brad played
Eldrazi-tron.
You know, so
it didn't go so well.
This is normally when we play Gauntlet, we want to pick like, you know, the 5 quote unquote best decks or the 3 quote unquote best decks to throw against this deck. When it comes to modern, I just let Brad do his thing.
I can tell you this.
Play Eldrazi-tron.
I did want to play Eldrazi-tron.
If we decide to do a wacky fringe modern day, which I'm 100% down for, I shotgun Mono Green Devotion.
What are you even talking about? If we do a wacky modern day,
I want Ponza.
We're not. No, we're
rule land destruction.
I'm never.
We're taking voter submitted suggestions. We can pick the deck list. Gore's Vengeance. Yeah, this is going to go on forever.
I'm playing Mono Green Devotion.
Next question, real quick. Crayson one asked, is Dredge just a flash in the pan because of Creeping Chill, or do you think it's going to fall off once sideboards catch up?
Oh yeah, it is a flash in the pan once Wizards ban something and it goes back to not being good again.
They did do that last time.
Yes.
You are correct. Yes.
They've done that since Dredge was a thing. Do you know why Undergrowth is so underwhelming? Because this was a Golgari mechanic.
Yeah. Dredge was a Golgari mechanic. That's true.
That's why all the Dredge cards you see in my deck are either green or black.
Yeah, it's...
Are you mulliganing?
No, I drew 7, and then I was like, I should shuffle more because it was a little.
Oh,
close.
sure,
I didn't
sure,
even
sure.
look at the hand.
Well, I'm going to keep asking questions until you're ready to go. Windcore HS asks, what happened to Affinity? And did it just get supplanted by the Hardened Scales version?
I can answer this.
Or is it just nowhere to be found at all ever anymore?
So I can answer why Affinity. So the issue with Affinity is just like I said about Golgari having bad mechanics since Dredge really broke the mold, is Affinity was so good when it came out that and their artifacts. And so it's really difficult to ever want to design more artifacts that can be broken in Affinity. And so because of that, we have not seen new Affinity cards for a very long time. So Affinity is, like in Modern, one of the things every time a new set comes out, we're like, oh, maybe 1 or 2 cards will see play, but more often, more of them do, right? Like Eldrazi decks, when Eldrazi came out, Kolagon's Command. There's just always a new card like Spirits, right? M19 allowed Spirits to become a thing.
Supreme Phantom.
Humans gets upgrades whenever new humans come out.
And it got the land to make its mana base.
Yeah, and so like all of these things, every single year, Affinity is becoming a weaker and weaker deck because they're not giving good artifacts to the deck, because that's really breakable. I think colorless cards in general are the easiest way for Magic to just break. Graveyard, mana, and artifacts are the 3 ways that Magic can just become broken.
Well, I think colorless more so than artifact. I think Eldrazi was a big problem.
Well, I just think colorless as in all artifacts, all colorless, just the scope of it. Like,
I also think that the thing that kept Affinity around for a long time, even as it was getting worse, was the power of Mox Opal. And we've now found 2 other very powerful Mox Opal decks in Hardened Scales and KCI. And I think that was really the nail in the coffin for Affinity. Mm-hmm. And so Affinity is now officially just a fringe archetype. Real quick before we do get started.
What?
MTG Talab says, Russian play 64s for bad modern day.
Before we do get started with this game, we did want to bring up the Desert Bus for Hope charity event that is coming up on November 9th. November 9th. That is Pacific time, 10 a.m. when it'll be starting. If you don't know Desert Bus for Hope, it was started by Loading Ready Run. So if you like them, I'm sure they'll be involved in it. But it's just going to be a bunch of people playing Desert Bus, the video game, where they simulate a drive through the desert from Las Vegas to Tucson, and they have to not crash the bus.
First time I heard about this stream,
I
thought, no way am I watching this. This is like the opposite. If I want to watch someone play a game, I like speed runs, the exact opposite of Desert Bus. I want to watch things breaking, them doing things that I could ever imagine. Like I just started playing Spider-Man 4, the new one. Is that called 4?
I don't know.
On the PlayStation 4. And I watched a speed run and I was like, that person is doing things I could never dream of doing.
Someone should do a speed run. Just do be like speed on the bus. They can't go lower than 55 miles an hour the entire time.
You do not know how this game works, do you?
No.
Okay, well, but it's fun. It's interactive. It's a good casual, just sitting around for charity. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. A lot of people are involved.
They do tons of skits. They take everybody in the chat, gives them ideas for what to do so that they're going to be entertaining y'all, and they just keep going as long as the donations go in. The last time they did this last year, this is the 12th year. So last year they raised over $650,000, which is a ridiculous number. I'm going to make sure I got that right. Yeah, $650,000. They went on for 158 hours, which is a week almost.
North of the Wall says you can speedrun Desert Bus. It just still takes a while.
So make sure to check that out. They do this to benefit the Child's Play charity, which is a charity that helps out children in pediatric hospitals and other child welfare facilities, brings them the joy of gaming or enlivens their joy of gaming, helps them out through a difficult time. So a great cause for them. Be sure to tune into that. To repeat, that is November 9th, which is a Friday, at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 3 hours before Eastern time, 8 hours before Greenwich Mean Time. I don't know any other time zones.
Okay.
It's fun.
Can we play some Magic now?
All right. So
just talking about time zones.
While you were talking,
I like time zones.
While you were talking, I looked at this hand and I didn't like it, so I scried with my 7-card hand because it kind of feels like that kind of day. So here's my 7-card scry, and I'm gonna keep the hand.
My hand's good.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, you can scry away.
18 Inquisition.
Okay. Well, I do have 2 enablers, so that's good. You want to take the Bloodghast or the Stigweed Imp?
Serious question though. Faithless
Yeah,
is better than Shriek.
Yeah, almost assuredly.
Okay.
Right to 18.
Especially, yeah. Faithless Looting is the best card in the deck
Okay, and your turn.
by a wide margin. I know Cathartic Reunion got a lot of press when it was first printed, and it was one of the cards that put Dredge over the top initially, but wow, is Faithless Looting so good. I'll start with a Shriek
Everyone's calling the judge on Brad.
Oh yeah,
For
you
the
should.
7 in the scratch. I mean, you've been getting smushed all day, so
Oh yeah.
you know, I'm gonna let it slide.
We going to 15 here?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. We have to go to 15.
We're playing Death Shadow.
I have to figure out what I'm getting though, because the issue here is I don't have all of my colors, and I might get stuck, which is sad. No, he's got chills. I feel a chill coming. All right, Tarmogo, if your turn.
So that is currently a 2-3.
It's only a 2/3.
Okay, let's make it bigger. Good thing Shriekhorn doesn't die when you're done using it.
I know. I was thinking about discarding just for that reason, but I was like, you might hit another one.
Ooh.
We
Yes,
do
we
have a
do.
Tarmo die.
We do have a Tarmo die.
Now it's a 4/5 for now.
Oh my god. we can't
Still no
see that.
Dredger, so let's upkeep.
Do we have the big 6-sided Tarmodie, please? The big white one.
Ah,
Yeah, we have to use that one for the camera.
okay.
Was that good?
All right, so we hit an Archimedes and a Dredger.
Yeah, let's dredge this imp.
Okay, so like I said earlier, while you're doing this, think of your line while I talk for a second.
Creeping chill you.
Um,
Creeping chill you.
figured it out.
I'm good. I'm good with that. 12.
All right.
All right.
You're 12,
So
I'm at 21.
Before Ross keeps going, I just want to say one thing. One of the things now as a grizzled veteran of Magic, I've seen many years of this game. And one of the things that I've realized is that there's this period of time when you're exploring new things, right? We know Dredge, but this is technically a new thing, the way it's built, right? There's this small window where decks you're either thinking they're getting lucky and winning, or they're getting, oh, did you put 3 creatures in your graveyard and then take them out? Sorry, we're back to a 3/4.
Yeah, all lands and sorceries.
Yep. I just want to say, I want to point out right now, just because of this turn, I interact with you and this is your board. And there comes a time when you have to stop saying that decks are getting lucky, and that's just what they do. And the same thing as the other way.
This seems average to me.
Yeah, but this is still good.
Oh, yeah, it's very good.
I interacted with you, and I still, I didn't make you not function. Some decks, I'm like, Inquisition you, and I get 2 extra turns.
Yeah. No, you got basically nothing.
I got nothing. And
I mean, you're not dead. I think Faithless Looting you might have just died, been virtually dead on turn 3.
Oh, yeah, sorry, 2/3.
No, it's only a 2/3.
Wow.
And 12.
I'm at 19.
Go.
Huh. Couple one.
Okay, Conflagrate, please.
1/1 strategy.
How many street rates you got over there? That's a game. That's a dance Brad and I have danced before. Let's upkeep. Try to hit some dredging here.
There's one.
And let's do it again. Okay. Let's take a draw.
Unfortunately, you can't hit each of them for 3 because you only have 5 cards in hand, right? That would be ideal. I guess maybe you attack with a blood gas and then how.
Well, Brad would just take it. I assume.
Yeah. Well, also, if you attack with blood gas, the cool thing is you can block, and it. Oh no, never mind. It's two blood gas.
So I think the play is just 3 and 1, so that I still get 1 if Brad has a street wraith. I also have 4 cards I want to discard anyway. So yeah, Conflagrate, 3 to 1 shadow, 1 to another. That's pretty good. So now there's definitely creatures in the graveyard.
Yep.
Upgrade. I don't have a land to bring back this Bloodghast and
8.
Amalgam, but I will attack Brad to 8 now that I've dealt with 2 Death Shadows.
My turn.
Yep.
What's wrong?
Yikes!
I'm at 16.
Go. What is this?
Upkeep Shrieker and myself again. I really just want to find a loam here.
Yeah, loam just so you can turn on your other Conflagrate.
And at this point, I could try to
Basic land.
I could try to just take a draw step for a land for these Bloodghasts,
Yes.
but I think it's just better to dredge towards a loam.
Well,
I could also hit a Narcomoeba.
No, if so if you just draw a land, you get back 2 blood gas, which triggers the amalgam, and he's dead. If he doesn't, he has 1 blocker. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it's just better for me to play like this. I can also hit chills and
I think
things.
that's wrong, but I could be wrong. You're like playing for a future turn. I mean, you would have missed, I guess.
Yeah.
So results oriented thinking.
So now I've hit artifact. So these glyphs are 4/5s, and now it's getting. Now it's actually a difficult. Now we have a tough decision next
Wait,
turn.
I get to play Magic still?
Yeah, I'm on a 2-turn clock, and I'm sitting here, and I'm not sure I want to attack with these Narcomoebas.
My turn?
I think
Yeah,
I
for
just
a
want to start chumping because I haven't found a loam.
Yeah. Ooh, I like this. My turn?
Yeah, this is a game Brad could steal.
And you're at what?
I'm at 16.
What
Brings you to 6.
I'm that low already? Wow.
Okay, I do
You're
have a
at what life?
He's at
I'm at 16. I do have a conflagrate sitting here, so that is something to take into account. 2 cards in the end. So now, if Brad goes to 6, I can dredge 5, and any creeping chill is lethal with the conflagrate. You need a
So
stubborn denial.
There's no instant right now, right?
They're correct. We have sorcery, creature, artifact, land. It's the usual suspects. Yeah, so removal spell on 1 Narcomoeba pumps the Goyfs 2.
I'm just wondering if I do want to shock. I think I
Oh,
do,
yeah.
though. And you have 2 Bloodghasts?
I have 2 Bloodghasts in the graveyard.
And I'm at 8. And
But-
you don't have a Dark Motor Salvage?
No,
So you
I've
can
not hit the
match-
salvage yet. That was another thing I get out of the imp to set up for next turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 11 lands left in my deck.
All right.
29.
6 attack.
I'm just going to protect my life total here because if this game goes on and I get to loam, I'm going to win. There is an issue with Brad being able to stubborn denial loams and stall me that way, which incentivizes me to draw towards a land. But I do think I just want to chump block both.
Go.
Do I dredge? Yeah, I've just got to dredge towards chills and Narcomoebas are just too good.
You could hit 2 chills and kill me.
Yeah. Okay, so there's an Narcomoeba.
Mm.
That's already very good.
That's really good.
I will attack you for 2 with this Bloodghast.
I didn't want... I mean, I need you to brick a lot here. And these are still 4/5s, and I can't even
Yeah,
get them
I-
bigger than that.
I don't have any instants in my main deck, Brett.
What am I even drawing to?
Battle Rage?
Battle Rage or Traverse for Gore
Is
Clan?
Battle Rage? Look, I'm at 16. Even if you make those 5s, that's only 15.
I think I have to go for an out. All right, I'm taking it. I'm going to 4. even
Brings
though
you to 4. Now, I'm wondering if I'm supposed to conflagrate now. Because next turn I plan on loaming. And I don't think there's going to be another relevant turn after that. And I can conflagrate. I guess I already have an imp to dredge, or dredging loam. Well, I could get Brad to 1, and then
Oh, this
all
whole
4
game
of my
is
creatures.
screwed up,
Why?
right? Did you bring back a Narcomoeba this turn and not get the amalgams back?
Well, it's not my end step yet.
Oh, this is still the same turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is still the
Oh,
same
you
turn.
only dredged. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
these are they're set to come back. Don't worry. Because I assume Brad has a stubborn denial that he just hasn't had a chance to cast. That is a card that makes a ton of sense, and I think I'm gonna have to run into it at some point. But I think he has.
I'm gonna need the
I think
What
he has
are
to.
you even looking for?
I think he has to
Huh?
counter both
Battle Rage?
conflagrate and loam.
or Traverse or Gore Clan. We got outs.
No, because the Water Grave doesn't help you with Gore Clan and Traverse.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I'm gonna conflagrate you for 3. Bring you to 1.
Stubs.
Okay. End step. These come in. You can go.
If you Tarfire the Narcomoeba, you're threatening 12, so you can just peel Gore Clan. You can peel Battle Rage. If you target the face, you can draw, or you can't draw Fatal Push with the thing in your hand.
No, I had lethal except for a Narcomoeba.
Yeah, if you had
I
missed
had
Narcomoeba, you could have
exactly
went.
16.
Yeah, you could
besides
have
the
went 2U,
blocker.
2U.
Well, don't you Tarfire the Narcomoeba,
It
right?
doesn't matter, I don't think. If I have to hit one of the cards that just
Why don't you
kills
just let the just undo let
Oh.
the conflict resolve. Just
Why?
go K command his face,
Why
and
would
then
I,
untap and try to draw Fatal Push. Then you have Fatal Push, Gore Clan. Right? Am I wrong
Or-
here?
do I
or
have the same
Dismember.
outs?
You just go to one.
no,
you're gonna lose
Dismember would be
anyway.
an
I
out.
think. I mean, I could be wrong. You could play more defensive, but I think you just have to try to kill
No,
him.
this is just going. No, that happens, and the conflagrate happens.
and then
Sure.
just 2 to me.
Brad's a 1.
Uh,
Stubborn Out's back in hand.
and I'm at 14,
Mm-hmm.
and this is so the stub's in your hand. So these are 5/6s. Yeah, if you Fatal Push, and then you can Tarfire me and attack
Man.
for 12.
The saddest Mistress Bauble I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mm.
Those are
Damn.
Thoughtseize anyway. I think. I mean, you can.
No, I can see that being corrected because I fetched for that watery.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. Maybe the watery fetch was bad. I don't think so though.
Well, I mean, do you have another land that taps for blue? I think you just have the one water grave for
Yeah.
Stubborn Owls.
Yeah.
You had Stubborn, right? So like. It
All
could
right,
potentially save
chat.
you.
We're gonna take a 3-minute break, and then when you come back, tell me how to sideboard.
Well, then we'll just take a 2-minute break.
No, we'll take 3 and get. I'll try to figure it all out. So we'll be back in 3. Get some questions ready, and we'll be right back. All right. So for sideboarding, I'm going to be taking both Kolaghan's commands out, both Liliana the Veil, and one of the 2 Fatal Push out of my deck to bring in 2 Surgicals, a Skews, and 2 Liliana. Now, not the greatest sideboard for the matchup.
Yeah, you
But-
got 3 good cards and 2 they're upgrades on these, but
Yeah.
Liliana's not great.
No, I mean, I still have a bunch of hand disruption, and I still think I need to keep that even on the draw, which is not that great, but it does hit a lot of the removal.
Yeah, the hand disruption is still good because it's removal. It's obviously much better on the play.
Yeah.
Oftentimes they'll keep a hand with one enabler. You just take the enabler, then they're sort of forced to loam and slow
but
dredge.
not on Ross Day.
Yeah.
On Dredge
And-
Day,
If you force them with your disruption into a slow game plan, then Liliana can do some work.
mhm.
It can check Narcomoebas. It can sometimes eat a Bloodghast for a turn. Rebuying Death Shadow is really important because I need to keep the pressure off me in those games. So in those games, the Liliana can put on some work. In a game like we just saw, not so much, but these cards aren't really doing much of anything anyway.
No. So what are you doing on that side?
Another Lightning Axe matchup, so I'm cutting all my Shriekhorns. And then just bringing in a couple extra creature removal spells. I would normally expect this to be a Surgical Extraction matchup, and that's the way it's going to play out. I'm deciding to bring out a Loam as the 5th card here because I want to diversify my Dredgers against Surgical Extraction. I think Loam is a pretty common target anyway to stop Bloodghast and Conflagrate. Not the most common, but it's the most common Dredger I think that you hit. So I'm deciding to trim that. I thought about trimming a Conflagrate. Not sure that I need to be casting a ton over the course of the game.
Yeah.
But I do think you really need to have access to one. The threat of a Conflagrate is really important, and more of them gives you that threat more consistently on the early turns.
Yeah.
So I want the threat of a Conflagrate on turn 3 to make you think twice about playing a Death Shadow early. I want it there at some point later in the game to make you have to leave back more blockers. So having the Conflagrate there is important. So even if I don't cast it, I think I want the 3rd. Little awkward cutting alone when I have 3 Conflagrates in my deck, but it's not. It'll be fine. It's Ross Day.
All right, what do we got for questions, Todd?
This one's from Elric Kane. They ask, what did you cut for the Creeping Chills? What was originally in the Dredge deck that maybe got axed to try to fit these in there?
Lightning Axe.
So there was usually 2 flex spots in the old lists, and then an extra Dredger and another land. And so we're down to 19 lands where you usually had 20, and you used to have an extra Dredger, so that because you had a higher density of Dredgers,
Mhm.
you weren't forced to play as many Thugs. You could have some main deck Dark Blasts, which
Yeah.
are a good interaction, and a card that you can get back into the graveyard a lot of the time. Even if they don't have anything, you can just Dark Blast or Prized Amalgam
So
or
it's
something.
like 2 Dark Blasts.
Yeah, pretty often you'd have 2 Dark Blast, 1 Thug instead of the now just 2 Thug. Because you just need to be able to chain more reliably. And then the 2 flex spots were usually One of them was almost always Scourge Devil because that was a card that gave you a
Yeah.
little more explosiveness.
I do remember that.
And it was also nice against Surgical to have more ways to bring back Amalgam in case they went on that plan. Like,
Mhm.
get your Narcomoebas and Blood Gas.
And like the haunted, there's like a haunted.
Sometimes
dead.
you'd see a Haunted
Oh, yeah,
Dead.
I remember that.
Sometimes you would see a Driven to Despair. That was a card people would play.
Six.
There were some options for the flex spots, but so it was usually Scourge Devil, one flex spot, a land, and a Dredger.
Wait, let's get the chat involved. If I looked at my hand and already mulliganed before Ross even looked at his hand, do I get to go to 7
You get
again?
to go to 7.
Is that the rule?
That's my rule.
That's your rule? All right.
I think that's also the
That's
05
just the
rule.
punishment.
Yeah.
That's the punishment for Ross for taking too long talking about.
No, I have to go to 6.
All right.
Ross has had some rough
you did.
days.
You did 7. Already go 7 or 7 scry. So.
And got
Yeah, I
pummeled.
did.
IJFAC says Brad should be playing a real deck like Burn.
All right, we're going to 7. Yeah.
All right, this is actually a really good question for Ross. They ask, why can't you win like this in team tournaments? And that's from
Heard.
your friend Tannen Grace.
You know, I don't know what to tell you. When I played this deck at the team event,
Now it's
I wasn't
Lost
dredging like
Now
this.
it's
Wait,
Lost
wait,
Baron.
real quick. No,
We
real
broke
quick. Did Tannen just burn you, which opens up my ability to burn Tannen? Is that how it works?
Mm,
I
sure.
will say, Tannen, thanks for watching versus live this weekend. For a small fleeting moment, I was like, man, I really wish that Tannen won this top 4 match. Like, and then I realized I think that get Tannen a trophy is maybe one of my favorite storylines I never want to end.
wow. He's just like 75, still just, he's riding a scooter around like to various Magic tournaments, like still playing Tron in Modern. There's still no more standard opens. Like he just
When I saw that hashtag, I was like, this is my favorite hashtag now.
Tannen is just losing it.
What is he saying?
He just went, wow.
How's your hand?
Awkward.
Same. Mine's
Someone
very
else said
awkward.
let Brad draw 10 cards to see if he can win.
I like it.
Are you keeping your hand, Brad?
Yeah.
I don't think I am. This is a hand that is very good if Brad doesn't have a discard spell. It's actually not even very good if he doesn't. It's okay. If he does, the information he gains from seeing it is going to buy him like 5 turns.
Yes.
5 turns?
This is the hand I'm
basically,
mulliganing.
if he keeps his hand and he sees that you don't, if you make him discard
Like if
a
you
card,
just jam
you
creatures
basically
into
just
the
don't
lightning
play a
axis, then it's
creature
fine.
for
Yeah.
5-6 turns or whatever. I think Mulligan's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's playing a creature on turn 1 or 2 anyway, right?
Exactly. Well, I mean, he
Or
might play
maybe
a Goyf on
maybe a
turn
Goyf on
2. But
Yeah.
if he goes like no discard spell into Goyf, then that hand is good. But if he plays discard spell, then he's just not going to play the Goyf into the second X.
Mhm. What?
So we did have a sub that I had missed earlier because I don't have notifications on. And the last game was really good. Apologies to that Italian guy, SA. Thanks for the sub. And sorry we missed it.
I want more Tannen. What's Tannen saying?
Everyone's just like, please give Tannen a trophy and crying faces.
He said it was helpful for his brand reputation and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good
He should
strategy.
just start conceding when he
It's
gets
the
second
finals
place,
of every
goes to the final,
tournament.
yeah. I mean, if he just
Well, I
teams
thought
with
that's
you,
what he was doing.
if he's teaming with you for every tournament, he has nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Look, we had to give you a little bit of heat. You've been so happy today.
Why
The
can't
chat
we give
was
him
like,
a day?
Okay, all right. I apologize. Look, his teammate Tannen did it. So, ooh, we just got another tier 1 sub from Master Herc. 34 months in a row. Good night. That's a lot, Master.
That is not a
Herc.
keeper.
Thanks, man.
4 lands, Narcomoeba Amalgam. Brad might be getting one.
The thing is, man, saying good. It's fine.
One thing about Dredge that again differentiates the modern variant than previous ones, it doesn't mulligan that well.
Mm-mm.
You need resources for Conflagrate. You almost always need to make 2 land drops with a green source. Sometimes you really want to make 3 because you don't hit the loam immediately. So I'm usually one to keep slower hands because the deck is so resilient, especially in post-sideboard games. But that 6 was just completely non-functional. But you'll probably see me keep a loose one here on 5. And then we'll get scrappy, which is my favorite thing to do with Dredge. So I would be more than happy to end on
All right,
that
quick
note.
question. You're going to 5 right now?
Yep.
All right, Brad, you need to go to 6. You need to take your mold to 6 I'll let you even pick the card. I don't care.
Nope, Ross
just-
gets to pick the card.
Well, what if it's like the one land you need?
Then
or
I'm
whatever?
stuck.
Well, then you can go to 5. Just Mold Till Bazaar. Yeah, nice one, Stefix.
Oh, man.
Wait, are you just giving it to me? No, I
No.
Okay.
This first 3 cards looked like it could be so promising.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it needed a land.
I mean, you need 2 lands to do anything, right?
Yeah, but if I had 1 land, then you can like scry and dig towards the other.
Yeah,
now I need
let's
to.
go 4.
Wanna go 4
we
with
don't have
this?
a land. We can't keep this hand.
I'm on the draw though.
We have to hit land. Okay, actually, if we hit land, it's actually kind of nuts.
Are you keeping?
Well, like the hand is really
Let's just
good.
YOLO it. Plus,
I'm scrying.
We've waited way too long to play a game of Magic.
Well, that's not a land.
Nope.
You know, worst case scenario, in 4 turns, we get to discard a card.
All right, I feel like I keep this.
I told you you were going to see me keep a loose one.
All right. Maybe I don't keep it. No, I'm just gonna get risky. Bottom. All right.
Okay.
Street Wraith.
18.
I'm gonna get Overgrown and Thoughtseize.
So you're going to 13.
13? Yikes.
Okay then.
I mean, there's no land, right?
And you bottomed?
Yep.
I don't even know what you take.
I think I take that. Take that.
I mean, you could just snag both this Cathartic, and then he does nothing for the next 12 turns or whatever.
Is that better?
Wait, you really? This is a real thing you're doing?
He has a surgical in hand, idiot.
Sure.
And I
Oh,
need
that
to
was
cast.
mean.
I
I
need.
didn't mean idiot. I mean, come
I
on.
need to cast it if I
Read the
want
room.
this to work next turn.
Well, like, why wouldn't you just take both my cathartics?
Fine, I'll take that. Go.
I guess he doesn't have to do it now. He can wait till you hit a land drop or 2.
This seems better. Like hitting land. Like, it's likely that I just like hit
All
another.
right, I'm
Dredge.
just gonna get my. I have to have a basic, right?
Yeah,
I think it's just
you have a
don't
swamp.
You have,
One
yeah.
forest, one swamp. All right, this might not be correct, but I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna Thoughtseize you again.
So that's going to bring you to 11.
Well, dirty one. He actually almost did pick Thug because he was going to surgical it.
After you draw.
All right, so we're going to surgical here. This is why.
All right.
I'm going to cast
Yeah,
a conflagrate for
please.
0.
And what's
pass
my
it.
life total? I've taken a
You're
lot.
at 9.
No, I think less.
I do
3,
11.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm at 9. I am at
Yeah,
9.
the surgical.
And you have these in hand.
Yeah.
One Tarmy boy.
I wonder if you want to leave the other 2 reunions in my deck.
No.
So how we have land, sorcery, creature.
Mhm.
I know an instant from the trophy. So it's a 4/5.
Yeah.
Everyone's making fun of me for going Ross an idiot. I'm sorry.
Did you?
Yeah, because I was like, he has
What?
surgical idiot.
Oh, sorry.
As,
Yeah.
I was kind of joking, but I didn't. It came out way meaner than I meant it to.
That's a lot of what you say.
Oh, I know. I have what we call foot and mouth disease. My foot does not taste very good.
Does your foot pull the filter out? All right, here we go.
Well, Lucifer, he doesn't.
Make a
actually
real
have to pay
hand. I'm
mana
so confused right
for-
now.
for surgical because it has the.
There's
fire
like
skin.
cards here, cards here, cards here.
There's many zones.
There's 5 zones.
Pass the turn.
All right. Huh. Ooh. All right, 4.
16.
Go.
Hope Rocket goes like
Go.
looting into looting.
All right, I'm
triple
gonna go to
crippling kill.
8.
That'd be nice.
All right, Steam Vents, where are you?
This is not the best sequence of draws.
Yeah.
We're reverting to the mean.
Is there
I
a
mean, you
chance that I
multiplied
can
and
win a
kept the
game?
no lander, and you drew a land. So.
Yeah.
I mean, you also got double discarded plus surgical.
12.
So
Go.
Go.
6 or 7?
Yeah, 7.
I don't want to go to 6.
Yeah, going to 6 seems a little dangerous.
8.
Oh wait, no. Is that
No. That will leave me at 5. You should do it now because then
But what if then? But if you draw land, then you get to go like thug blocks, and I can like tar fire the first one, but then that's still not
Okay.
lethal.
If
No,
it- you give me an extra turn by leaving me at 8.
no, I'm gonna just
Attack for 4.
Do I give you an extra turn?
Yeah, because this puts me at 8, and then next turn you'll tar fire plus a 5/6 is 7. But if you do it now, then I'll be at 7,
Fine,
or
Go.
I'll be at 5, and you have a 5/6.
go.
The 5/6 also protects if I draw a land, I can't conflagrate it, because I have 5 cards in hand.
I don't care about that though.
But yeah, you had an instant, so I guess that's less relevant. But I drew a Bloodgast, so I do.
I won a game.
On the board.
Game 3. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Nice.
Okay.
It's exciting.
Little reversion to the mean in that game.
All right, here we go. I'm pumped.
I do think that 5 is a keep. Like
Mr. Zagana says, Brad, I come close to losing against the 5-card no land deck.
Wow. Well, did we really have to drop that? You have to bring me back to reality like that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, you're on the board. I don't want to take it away from you.
Can't people just like things and be happy?
no. Okay. One more. I get to be on the play for the first time on Dredge Day.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's nice.
I do enjoy days where I'm like 9-0 and I realize I've only been on the play like once or twice throughout the day at a tournament. Feel very good about those.
Yeah, we talked about I've talked about how my draws were really good in game 1s of the first 2 matches, and the games were still kind of close because your draws were good. But if I'm on the play in either of those games, I think you're dead on turn 3 both times.
Oh, I feel like I'm just gonna get run over real bad, and my hand's not even that good. I have to keep it, but I'm not excited about.
Which is another thing to keep in mind. Like when we both had excellent draws, I beat you on the draw, and I would have annihilated you on the play.
Yeah, I am not thrilled about this.
Whew. Whew.
Good.
I'm just kind of cold.
Just a lot of crippling chills in the hand. Yeah.
We're gonna mulligan the triple. Yeah, usually when you have like 2 or 3 like Narcomoeba / crippling chills, the rest of your hand has to be literally the 5 perfects or the 4 perfects, like
Yeah.
land, looting, dredger, or whatever.
So creeping chill.
Oh yeah, creeping chill.
Should have probably had crippling chill just keyed up there, Robert. Every time someone says the wrong one.
Yeah,
it's
is that like the 2 blue?
2 frost breath 1 thing
Freeze
draw
a thing,
card.
draw card, yeah.
That's make sure that happens on the weekends. I'm sure the commentators will screw it up a few times.
That is true. Actually, Matthias is pretty good. Matthias and Ryan are really good, in my opinion, of knowing the card names. Matthias sometimes just has really weird ways of pronouncing.
Oh, I'm sure he would pronounce it like Creoping Chiao.
Daggers.
Okay.
Yeah, the heat.
Well, it's actually the cold.
Well, the heat from the conflagrate.
Okay.
It's a very like hot and cold.
It's fire and ice.
Yeah. Oh, fire and ice or fire and ice dredge. I like it.
This is another of like the same 6 I had last time. Just 4 lands, amalgam, bloodgast. Like can't even cast the bloodgast or the amalgam.
My hand's looking better and better if you keep going further and further.
Wait, was that Copperline,
Mountain gemstone.
Mountain Gemstone, and his hand was Bloodgast Amalgam? Just even had the Gemstone mind, couldn't cast either card.
All right. Anything else coming in from the chat?
A few questions for me. I've just been answering them specifically. Like one, so Surfield just asked, like, when's the next time I'm doing commentary at an event? I'm going to be doing commentary for SCGCon Winter in December. That should be a ton of fun. I'll be alongside Matthias, who I just made fun of.
Oh, really?
Ryan and Cedric. Oh, it's all of us.
No, I know, but it's
Honestly, that cube draft's going to be sick.
yeah, it's so weird having you in the booth at SCGCon and not playing the Invitational.
What? It's
So
a living.
this 5 will play.
All right, let's go.
Let's scry. And even though this is a card that I would like to discard, I need to find a second land with this hand, and I'm going to aggressively try to do so. Start on a looting.
Bronze 5 LPO asks Brad, do you like Modern yet?
All right, I'm going to take a look at mine right now because there's a good chance I'm going to try to do this next turn anyway.
Can you? We got the hand cam up. Can you point what you're trying to do next turn?
There's a good chance that I do this. I don't want to aggressively have to do it, but I'm going to take a look at the top of my library, and yeah, that's a sick keep. So go upkeep trigger.
Yep.
All right.
Draw.
Ooh, natural draw. Not even getting the. Do you not have another land? Did you just draw it?
Trigger.
Did you just draw it? That is so rude. 1 second. Let me think. Might as well go for the freebie.
You're at 18.
All right, it's good.
Okay, now I have a decision as to whether I want to cast this card or not, and honestly, I just don't think I do. It's unlikely to do a ton as is. It can get run into Stubborn Denial and can do more later. I might lose it to a discard spell, but if Brad had one, he probably would have cast it by now. And I have to get rid of another card that I want in my hand to do it, so I'm just going to pass. An awkward start from me, but
So
I have...
18, right?
You're at 18. I have some things going at this point.
So this drops me to 15. What's up more awkward is this.
So you're bringing yourself to 11.
All of it.
Someone has a Death Shadow. Yeah, looks like Brad did have the Stubborn Denial with this Watery Grave. Though
3 more.
you're at 8.
Let's go.
This is getting out of hand.
Let's dredge
Turn
this
2.
alone.
You're at 8, and this is turn 2. You done yourself so much damage.
Go to 19, loan the 3
Counter
lands.
it.
That's what I thought. So this is going to be pass the turn.
And I'm at 8.
Yes.
Bobble you. Okay. So now it has to be double chill. All right. And so I go to 6 and that's 7. And what are you at?
I'm at 19.
So 7 plus that. So I would have to lose another life somewhere, and I don't know if I can.
I mean, if you can deal 18, that's pretty good when I have a Confluence.
You can minus the Lily and get back.
I can
Street
deal
Wraith.
18.
You can minus the Lily and get back Street Wraith.
So that brings you to 6.
If you're missing damage here.
Yeah, but I
So
think I need
this
to
is a
keep
7-point
up.
attack.
Okay.
And I'm at 6.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm just gonna deal that and say go.
I'm at 12.
Yeah. Because I'm at 6. So, well, if you dredge a crippling chill, so I know one of the cards.
Crippling Chill does not affect. It actually increases your damage
No,
output
I'm
if
saying
you have
for
a double
killing
strike.
me. You can just straight up kill me with it.
Yeah.
And so, should I tap out this turn? So I know this card is a blank. And I'm at 6.
Well, he's probably dredging the loan, right? Because he just wants to hit.
And he's gonna have to cast it.
I mean, if he has, does he have? Do you know if he has another cathartic? Did you surgical him and see his hand? Or
No,
something?
he does. Brad knows 0 of the cards.
No,
in hand.
go. Because this can deal me damage too. Oh wait, no, I know what I should do. No, because you could hit an Archimedes. Yeah. Oh, that changes math too.
Dredge alone, or you draw a card on upkeep.
I honestly think you should go Lily, take down Street Wraith.
What if I just do this right now?
Well, then you're just gonna lose. I guess you don't straight lose to a Narcomoeba. You might lose to double Narcomoeba. I don't know. That's actually so. Brad, like, just show him your hand. Just this is what we have. Like Brad on his attack, like he can play Lily minus, get back Street Wraith, cycle it to try to do more damage. That'll put.
And
him
I
to
know this
4,
card
so
is a
take 9
blank.
down to 10.
The Lily is an awkward play because putting yourself to 4 and tapping
No,
out.
I won't go to 4. I'll stay at 6,
Oh,
but I'll
you'll
have the
just have
card in hand.
the Wraith in hand.
Yes.
Okay, so then you're not dead to just a single Crippling Chill when I dredge loam. If you do that, and I hit the chill, then I can just put you to 1 and be at 14, and then I'm dead to the Gorkland. So I basically need to hit 2 chills.
Or 2 Narcomoebas. It's different
Yeah.
combinations.
Is chill plus? What about chill plus Narcomoeba?
You're dead. as long as I do this right now.
Well, why does doing that right now matter?
'Cause if
Because
you-
you can Liliana plus.
Because you cannot cast
Yeah, yeah.
anything with
No,
your
I
amount of confluence.
I mean, I don't actually mind the Gore Clan and just hope
I'm
he
just
doesn't hit
doing that.
double Narcomoeba. Yeah, I actually like
Go.
that. So we're gonna have Ross at 8.
so it brings me to 8.
And Shadow's currently 7-7.
Assuming, given the way with that line of play, even if I didn't know Brad's hand, having a second stubborn denial is like
Oh no, but if I
definitely
do,
on my
if
radar.
I do this play, then he knows he can't do anything with his confluence.
why?
Because you'll know he has to have a stubborn. There's no way he would just Gore Clan you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He would just save it a turn.
The problem is I don't really have anything else I can do.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that this is the right play because if you don't do anything, then my Lily also kills you.
Yeah,
I'm doing this.
and on my side, because I can't do anything, my hope would just be to hit Narcomoeba here and stall
Yeah.
for one turn, and
Yeah, and you're gonna have to dredge. It's not
Yeah.
a natural turn.
I'm getting
And
a
I
little.
know you're bricked if you natural.
Yeah,
You can also just hit chill and buy yourself a turn too, right?
Yeah,
I can get 2 chills and win the game.
yeah. If you hit 2, it wins the game. Oh wait, trigger. I get to draw a card off
Yeah,
bobble.
Forgot about that.
And at this point, knowing that I'm in rough shape,
You just-
yeah, the only thing I can do is go for my cathartic now,
yeah. Counter it.
and now I'm dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause you take the one off the comp.
So
it's
if
down
I
to 7.
if I'd cathartic the earlier turn, then you would have countered the loam the next turn. You'd had used both stubborn denials, and then I still don't have much to do. Then I would have had because I would have had to discard this trophy. So the one benefit of casting a spell on my second turn and dealing with a denial a turn earlier would have been to maybe have a draw step to a land to trophy that. But in order to cast a spell that turn, I would have had to ditch the trophy.
Yeah.
So I think it would have just been cathartic that turn, that gets stubbed. Next turn I dredge a loam, that gets stubbed, and then we would have been on this turn, and I would have just dredged a loam and brought a bloodghast back, and that would have done nothing. So yeah, just a one turn off from my deck because of the mulligan, and that was enough. Stubborn denials just stalling, and a quick death shadow.
Everyone is easy clapping for Brad because he beat a double mult to 5.
Hey, I take them. There's not a single person in this room that gets up from the table in an important match and goes,
I really wish my opponent hadn't mulled to 5
Yeah.
twice.
that is actually one of the worst things. It's like, sorry about the mulligan. It's like, no, you were saying 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 in your head. Because I do that too.
I was saying it out loud
Well,
during
yeah.
Tannen's winning in the chat against Aaron Barrich. And while they're shuffling for game 3, I was just yelling, mull to 4, and then Tannen mull to 4. And I'm like, I wasn't specific enough. So then in the...
Wait, so when it's Tannen versus Aaron, you're on the Tannen side, not the Aaron side?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're teammates.
And then in the top 4, I was saying the same thing, but I made sure to be specific to Ian, and then Tannen mull to 4 again. And
But
I was just like,
Aaron's so lovable.
yeah, I like Aaron a lot. Against most people, I would be rooting for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also plays like all the decks I hate though. Like
You've played Infect. I've played you in the top 8 of an open playing Infect.
but like he always whatever.
So-
shut up.
Whatever, shut up.
Just leave me alone.
I'm
He also plays Mono Red. The last invitation you played Mono Red.
Shut up. Leave me alone. I just said shut up, leave me alone.
I'm a little glad that we got to see a little of the bottom end. I'm sad that we didn't get to see
You win
the
all
most
3
fun-
matches.
No, I'm sad that we didn't get to see the middle ground where you're really scrapping clawing, but you're still doing things. But I'm not just having the nuts and overwhelming you.
I feel
Because those are the most fun games.
well, yeah, but I feel like the faster and more high variance Dredge gets, right? Adding Crippling Chill adds variance to the deck. Creeping Chill adds variance to the deck. I feel like that middle space is going to be gone more, right? We're increasing the ceiling. Like there's more games where you just do busted things. I think there's less middle ground and a little bit less of the non-functioning.
I definitely have not seen a lot of the middle ground since I've been playing post Creeping Chill. So that makes a lot of
So
sense.
you just pretty much have to focus more on not how to tune the deck because it's kind of there, right? You tile some else for the cyber, but it's mostly built deck. Pretty much you just have to be very focused on the win percentages. Very focused on the game win percentage, the match win percentage, and then you can even get to like how it does in each matchup.
Yep.
But that's where it's going to come from.
Yeah, and then focused on your mulligan decisions.
Yep.
You saw me. I kept a 5 with no lance and 2 cathartics because that was a hand that had a route to do something good.
Yeah.
And I do I do think that's a keep.
I mean, it's not a situation you're drawing up, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to the tournament hoping for this. But no, I like Mark Mueller kept a no-lander on 6, I do believe, on the draw. Maybe it was 5, but I think it was 6 in standard and didn't get there and lost. And but we thought it was the correct choice. It was in a tune with Aether no-lander.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
we thought it was correct.
That's just the way you have to do things. The Vancouver Mulligan rule really does help you so much to keep the greedier
For those
hands.
who don't know that, that's the scry rule.
Yeah, the scrying
So the
scrying
first-
on Mulligan.
The last rule that we had before that change was implemented at Pro Tour Paris. And so that's why they call it
the Paris Mulligan rule.
Yeah.
This one was with Pro Tour Vancouver,
But it's just the scry mulligan.
where I
rule.
did forget to scry once at that Pro Tour.
You were like the only person. I was so shocked that tournament.
I was so excited.
That tournament was the first tournament where I felt, and this might have come off like elitist, but it felt like there was like this gap between pros and players aspiring to be a pro. I felt like there's always this like little gap. And at that tournament was the first time where that was hubris. I knew it because you were part of my team and there was a deck that everyone knew about but us. We just weren't on Magic Online and we were like in the house and not testing stuff online. So everyone knew about this deck that we didn't know about. And B, no one missed a scry against me. And I thought at least someone would. And at that tournament, I was like, never again am I gonna like underestimate my opponent at a Pro Tour. And then the second time that blew me away was after Jerry Thompson beat Yuya in the finals of Pro Tour Nashville. The next weekend at the Grand Prix, everyone showed up with Marvel, even though Zombies won the tournament. And 5 years ago, whatever deck, I remember Louisville
Yeah.
when we showed up with mono black, but everyone showed up with the black white deck because it was more hyped. But nowadays the best deck from the tournament is going to be spotted and played, and it just happens every time. But
Yeah.
we were the only
Well-
3 people playing mono black devotion, which was
We
Clearly
were not
the
the,
best
only
deck.
3 people. There was one in the top 8 of the Pro Tour. Let's get it right.
well, no,
He's been late in the tournament.
no, I meant that once we found it at that Pro Tour top 8.
Right, but that's so. We weren't the only 3. We were the only 3 that we played against or saw.
Well,
Like
yeah,
there's a little bit different. I'm just saying, like, I agree what you're saying to an extent, but we also didn't like decide to play 4 pack rats for like 3 months. So that
no, I think
that's-
it took 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No,
No, it took. Okay, so
All I'm saying
I top
is
eighted that Grand Prix, and then I top eighted Albuquerque like almost a month later, and I still only had 2 pack rats.
okay. All I'm saying is the average Magic player is so much better nowadays than 5 years ago, or
Yep.
so much more in tune and kept up that like I don't feel edges. Like I'm going to a standard Grand Prix this weekend, and I feel like I might be like middle of the pack, if not below average of knowledge.
Yeah.
Every time I'm playing these opponents online, they all seem to know more than me, and I'm not winning. Like
Yeah,
on Magic
I will
Online, I'm
say
really not winning.
the evolution of standard right now on Magic Online to me is bonkers.
Yes.
Like I went from like playing against the PTQ winning Golgari deck list, and then all next week it was just a bunch of Vraskas and everything. And then we get to the next PTQ, it wins again. This time there's 6 different Golgari decks in top 8, all with varying degrees of like hate for certain matchups and very specific builds. And then by Tuesday, just randomly everyone has Midnight Reaper in their deck. Just
Mhm.
everyone's just like, oh yeah, for Midnight Reaper. That's just what we're all doing now. And I'm here like casting lightning strikes. Like what is happening? It's
Mhm.
all bad. My definite clairons are so bad now.
How did we go from the glory that is Dredge Day to talking about standard? I don't know where we
sorry,
veered off
sorry.
track here.
All right, we're gonna bring it back to Ross.
It's Ross Day.
Ross,
We got to do Ross
You got
Day.
Dredge Day.
3 minutes before we kill it.
This reminds me.
You get 3 minutes to talk about
real,
Dredge.
real quick, give me 1 minute, and then you can have 10 minutes talking
Sure.
about Dredge. You can have as much time as you want.
No, we can't.
This reminds me, for anyone that watches It's Always Sunny, about Mac Day, where if you say anything and if you complain at all, you just have to have another Mac Day. So we really have to give Ross it, or we have to have another Dredge Day.
Okay, Ross, you get.
Okay.
I'll give you a few minutes. Talk about Dredge as much as you like.
Dredge is very good. We saw, like most modern sort of not low interaction decks, there's a fail rate. We saw that at the end of the day. So I'm not sure exactly how good it is yet. And I'm excited to see exactly what happens in Charlotte now that there's really a target on it. because I thought there was going to be more of a target on Dredge going into this last weekend. I was worried, and I was telling the other members of BCW that I'd be a little bit wary playing a graveyard deck because it was just so common on Magic Online, and usually Paper's a little behind, but it had been a couple weeks of it being common to the point where people had the Dredge deck at the team open. One team was just outside of top 8, made a deep run with their Modern player on it, and it didn't seem like people came exactly prepared. You saw a little bit. Certain people definitely came prepared. Deck did very well. Now we're going to see when people come really prepared and the metagame really starts to shift, because going into last weekend, you still really had to worry a lot about decks that Dredge beats up on. Usually these are control decks, the disruption heavy mid-range decks like Golgari or Jund. And we saw those decks drop off. And I think you're going to see that trend continue. And now you can start playing decks that have bad matchups against those decks, and they can start rising up. You're going to see a very degenerate format this weekend, I think, in Charlotte. Whether Dredge can stand up to that will be nice to see. My article today talks all about beating Dredge, both from a tactical level and how to utilize your hate cards, and from a strategic level and what decks have an advantage on a fundamental level against Dredge and why, and how you can tell where your fundamental advantage lies and then build towards that. So I encourage you all to check that out. But based on what I've seen here and my experience playing, I've played several leagues with the deck and a tournament with it. I think we're at a point where Dredge is just a deck that sticks around and is one of those decks that's always around. Like Storm got really good for a while, and then people hated it out a bit and it dropped. But then we settled into this steady state where Storm was just there. And I think Storm's been underrated for a little while. Now it's going to come down as Graveyard Hate goes up, but I think Dredge is going to settle into a similar space. It's a deck that a lot of people don't like, so I think its popularity in the steady state will always lag behind where it should be if everyone's acting as perfectly rational with perfect data. But it's going to be popular, and I should probably just be playing it.
Yes. I mean, I wish my issue with Modern is I always feel like the decks that I like and that I own and that I've practiced, like I kind of got in on the wrong card. I went all in on Thoughtseize. And I own every card that you put in a Thoughtseize deck.
Yeah, you have the Thoughtseizes box.
Yeah, I've got the
Teamer box. I'm not far behind.
Yeah, I know.
Me.
I've got a Dredge box.
Yeah,
I own like all the Dredge cards.
Yeah, but I'm in this
Except
weird.
for Bloodghast randomly, you just always borrow my Bloodghast.
Yeah, I think I still have some of yours.
Yeah,
like this.
You have at least 3 of them.
Yeah, this seems like what we should be talking about with an audience.
Hey.
No, I feel I don't know what to move to or what to play or what that I can pilot. And I feel like that is one of the most difficult aspects about Modern is pivoting to strategies, because there's so many matchups that even if I pick a deck like and focus on the one matchup like Dredge and I'm like prepared for it, like I have to learn the humans matchup, the Banned Spirits matchup, the Burn matchup, so like
the Blue Light Control matchup, the Tron matchup.
So I'm just gonna play one of the decks that I know, even though I don't think it's the right choice. Like I might roll up in a couple weeks with Grixis Death Shadow. I have it sleeved. Like I don't know.
Hey,
I mean, why do you
just want to match with Forcey Shadow?
Teamer box around when I don't know what to play. I just play Teamer Delver because that's just what I have the most fun with. And now that they banned Detection Probe, though, I'm mad.
I know.
I can't snap probe. I'm doing a fair thing.
Oh.
I snap probe on 2, so I build my own Silvergill Adept, and they're just like, no, that's too good.
I love.
Well, they banned it and then reprinted it for you.
We need a Todd Teamer Gauntlet.
A
Can
Todd
we?
Teamer Gauntlet.
I get to play my Teamer box deck against like every whatever deck you want to bring to the table.
And you
That'd
can
be
make
fun.
radical changes to it each round.
Oh yeah, I'll just bring my Teamer box, and it's just like, okay, well, Brad's playing control this round, so I'm gonna go with like a counterflux, 2 negates on the board. I gotta make sure I have my Karanos,
nobody but Todd knows what's in the deck.
My Thrun the
Yeah.
Last Troll. I get all my good stuff.
All right, Todd, I promise you this. You get a Teamer box day where you get to know the matchup and get to change your deck appropriately for each match without any of us, even the audience, knowing. After you win a tournament, you bring in a new trophy.
Okay.
You bring that 32nd open top 8, that 8th trophy win
Right.
into this
I'm
room.
pretty sure I have 32 open top 8s.
They're high
33 then or
numbers.
something.
I need
yeah.
my 33rd.
You too. You got like 21.
21, 22, something
Yeah.
in that range.
You got to hit your age first. You can't, you're not a big deal until you hit your age.
I'm just chump change over here with 10.
Look, just, choose SCG Tour over Grand Prix. like I always do.
I mean, if
They're
there was
more
more
fun.
standard, honestly, if there was more standard, I would.
Well,
That's my
that might be
personal
changing.
bias.
Next year we
Gonna
have
fly to
one
Dallas
standard
tomorrow
open.
next.
Look, we
Huh?
get
Gonna fly to Dallas next year.
just play every team open,
Maybe.
and you can always be the
Dal-
standard pilot.
Dallas is a fun city.
That
Good
is
food.
true. I do
Jazz
like
club.
I do like the team aspect of it. But anyway, do we have any questions to finish off the day?
Everyone's just going off about boxes and dredges and
Oh God.
other
Thoughtseize
people are
box,
like,
dredge box,
I also
tuber
have
box.
a dredge box, and like it's camaraderie, and these are the type of decks
I didn't
like.
even realize
I make
that,
sure I have all the cards for this type of deck.
I didn't even realize that it was 4 already. So
Time flies when you're having fun, and Dredge Day is the height of fun.
did you enjoy it?
I did. It was
It
great.
was fun
I
to play
also
Dredge all
enjoyed
day long. I did. I had fun today.
I love playing this deck.
All right. Well, so we're going to be switching gears for Thursday. So for everyone to prepare, Todd Anderson and I are going to be playing some standard. We're going to be getting prepared for GP New Jersey. Today was the start for
Yeah,
SCG
I'm going to be in Charlotte this weekend. They're going to be in New Jersey. We're
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
and we're going to be bringing as much to the table as possible to get everyone prepared and ourselves for New Jersey. So that's what we're going to be. That's on the docket for Thursday.
We've already done 2 gold gauntlets, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just say, can we please only have 1 Golgari deck?
Maybe.
Please. I don't want to play because Midnight Reaper every time.
But it's important. I mean, it's one of the best
fine.
decks.
I'll just play 4 lava coils. Whatever.
What we could do, which could be fun,
Hmm.
is just pick the top 6 archetypes that we think will exist and just random.
Ooh, I do like that. Okay.
So 2 Golgari decks.
No, actually, no. In order for percentages, I think we probably should do 2
one
Golgari
elf,
decks
one non-elf.
and then 4. Yeah. That's
Oh,
good-
and
that's
for a
good
personal
number.
plug, I thought it was going to go up today, but it's going up tomorrow. I have an article tomorrow that I really liked. And the spoiler for the topic is in Golgari, I'm talking about mana advantage theory and how it applies to Golgari and standard. So it's another Golgari article, but it's based around the theory of, are these decks playing the correct cards when they play Llanowar Elves and when they don't? What differentiates the builds and what cards are maybe being played in both variants that shouldn't be?
And personally, I love it when Brad writes theory articles. 1, because I tend to learn something. And 2, because I get to pedantically pick apart all of his word choices.
I don't know what pedantically or word choices means, but what's a word?
What's a
Yeah.
choice?
The axiom of choice.
Yeah. Last but not least, let's give one more plug.
2, Desert
What
Bus.
do you think? That is exactly it.
If you were not here earlier when we plugged this is the Desert Bus streamer marathon fundraiser something.
It's happening on the
It is happening.
Desert Bus for Hope.
Desert Bus for Hope. That's it. It is on November 9th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. They are going to go for as long as they can keep getting donations. Last year they went for about a week, which is ridiculous. If you know the game Desert Bus, they drive a bus through the Mojave Desert. At least I think that's the Mojave Desert.
Honestly, the stream though, it's like the Desert Bus thing is in the corner. You pretty much ignore it. It's
Loading Ready
the
Run,
drive.
and everyone else involved
Somebody has to be
entertaining
behind
you.
the wheel the entire time. But the entertainment of everything else, it's not like watching someone drive the bus the entire time. It's somebody is at the behind the wheel, and there's so many entertaining, fun topics,
Yeah,
discussions.
they do sketches and
Yeah,
skits
it's-
and human
Giveaways,
pyramids
yeah,
and giveaways and
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and every year that it's went on, I have went to the stream to just be like, oh, I'll check in, assuming that I won't be there in an hour, and I am.
Yeah.
It is a very fun, and it's for a good cause.
it's for Child's Play, a charity that helps out children in pediatric hospitals and other child welfare facilities going through a tough time, and do a ton of gaming related things with them and just cheer them up and increase their quality of life while they're going through whatever it is they are going through. So great cause that you can raise money for. Last year they raised over $650,000, which is a gigantic number for driving buses in a digital game.
It is like 50 times more than Desert Bus
Yeah.
costs to make.
Yes. So please tune into that. Like I said, November 9th, which is a Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific. It'll go on probably for another week, so plenty of time to check that out.
Mhm.
I urge you to do so. I assume it'll be on the Loading Ready Run channel, but it'll
Posted
be
at
on
least or
Twitch.
somewhere.
I don't know. It'll be on Twitch. You can
Doesn't
find
that just
it.
say on that piece of paper?
Yeah, we got a piece of paper that says things.
Just look at the piece of paper. It's right there.
I don't know. It says desertbus.org. That's a thing.
Okay.
Go there for more information.
Desertbus.org.
Desertbus.org. I'm really good at this.
Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. On Dredge Day, we'll be back Thursday
Happy Dredge Day.
with some more standard. And I'm not going to give it away, but we've got some fun next week on Tuesday.
Yeah, we got a little surprise brewing. That's going to be a fun day.
Yeah, it's going to be
Not as fun
exciting.
as Dredge Day, but it'll be a fun day.
I am biased and say it will be, but we'll just
The
wait.
bar
for
is
that.
high, Bradley.
The bar is very high. Dredge's bar is very high.
Yes,
But anyway,
high ceiling.
thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll be back Thursday. And we're here every Tuesday, every Thursday, versus live, 1 p.m. Eastern, all the time. And we will see you next time.